is going on, guys? Welcome back to the DS Asylum. I'm your warden, Dimitri Shrine, and today we're more continuing off what I was talking about yesterday. So if you haven't seen yesterday's video, do make sure to check that out, because as I said, this is a bit of a continuation. For those who did see yesterday's video, you're going to hear me repeat myself a couple times, because today we're going to be talking about why Legends Limited units just don't feel special or important anymore. And I mean, for me personally, they never felt that special. However, they felt important, simply because of how strong they usually always were. Only a handful of LFs that are currently out did not come out, stupidly powerful. Unfortunately, my boy here is one of those. This guy as well, he has a whole frickin' Zenkai. So, I mean, and especially Beerus. So, I mean, there's a few outliers there, but for the most part, all of the Legends Limited units that came out were, at the very least, powerful when they came out. And there aren't too many of them, so you would think that, they still seem pretty special. But there's two reasons why Legends Limited units just don't feel special or important anymore. One, the new super fast frequency in which we're getting them. I mean, these are all the Legends Limited units that we've gotten in the past 2 years, but half of these are from the past 4 months. So, it's a lot. It's a lot of Legends Limited units to just shove down people's throats for no reason at all. And the other reason is, as I have mentioned in about 16 videos by this point, and everyone else on YouTube has mentioned, Zenkai. Zenkai is the main... I bit my tongue. Zenkai is the main culprit for why Legends Limited units don't feel important or special. Because remember, when I said that the reason Legends Limited units were important at all was because of how strong they were? Well, now it doesn't really matter how strong a Legends Limited unit is. Zenkais are just straight up better. I mean, the only Legends Limited unit that you see right here that has any chance of standing up to the Zenkais in the meta is a Zenkai himself. So, what exactly are you to do, even if you do manage to pull these units, what the hell is a unit? Units, which is technically, it's statistically impossible to pull one, but let's just say that you prove statistics wrong, and you actually manage to pull one of these damn things. What the hell are you going to do with a 2-star unit against a 7-star or more Zenkai unit? God forbid it's a maxed out one, a 14-star, 1400% unit. What the hell is your 2-star LF going to do against it? 3-star LF, 4 if you're really lucky. I mean, these things are not easy to pull, but Zenkais are guaranteed. And yet they just shit all over them. And how is anyone supposed to get hyped about a Legends Limited unit? Because that's the whole point of a Legends Limited unit, right? They're supposed to hype you up. They're supposed to get you to summon. Legendary finishes are supposed to be the thing that gets you to summon on a banner. These super hype, super good units with these super hype and super clean animations. That's always been the appeal behind Legends Limited units. You want the good unit that you want the good unit that not only looks good but also performs well. And since they do have such low pull rates, you get this sense of accomplishment when you actually manage to pull them. But now, you don't get a sense of accomplishment when you pull a Legends Limited unit. It's just like, oh, cool, I guess, but it's just gonna get one-shot by everything in the meta right now. Like this new Gohan. The sad part is this Gohan is really good. Like, this Gohan is really good. If Zenkais didn't exist, he'd be one of the best units in the game right now. But the fact that Zenkai exists, he's just screwed. He got screwed over from the start. The fact that Zenkais exist in the current way that they exist, this guy's basically just robbed of being one of the best units in the game. And he absolutely should be. He absolutely should be one of the best units in the game. But he just can't be. It's not possible for him to be. Because even if you had him at 7 stars, he's still not going to live up to what a 1400% unit can do at that same star level. And I mean, if it was a small difference, it wouldn't be that outrageous. But even if you look at them both the exact same star amount, I mean, hell, let's just take a look at his 14 star stats. That's not bad, right? 245,000 strike, 233,000 blast, 173,000 strike defense, 169,000 blast defense, right? Not bad. Now let's take a look at Gohan's 1400% 7 stars, 14 star stats. 161,000 strike attack, 197,000 blast attack, 187,000 strike defense, 186,000 blast defense. On top of having 2 extra abilities and getting buffed by his own Zenkai ability. The man, these LFs are screwed from the start simply because Zenkai units exist in the manner that they do. The only Legends Limited units really ever that have been able to stand up to today's Zenkais have been Vegito Blue, but even he can't do it that reliably anymore. When he first came out, he could, because the Zenkais were either not as strong or they were all fucking red, so he was able to take them out fairly reliably. And Broly, simply because the bastard builds infinite damage. So if you can keep him on the battlefield long enough, he'll likely take out anything you put in front of him, especially if you pair him up with Bardock. Broly can offensively deal with Zenkais, but he can't defensively deal with them, and Vegito Blue's kind of the same way. Vegito Blue's not as effective as Broly is, but he's still offensively decent against the Zenkai units. He's just not defensively good against them. But like units like Majin Vegeta, before his transformation, he's not offensively or defensively good against them. And after the transformation, he becomes offensively good, just not defensively. Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, I'd argue that he's not either at this point. He's serviceable at best. You can use him in battle, sure, but he's not gonna do that well for you. Goten. Goten's pretty old, so I guess I can let him go. He probably shouldn't still be able to handle himself in today's meta. UI Goku definitely can't. I mean, he can take out the green Zenkais. He's a super offensive unit, so I mean, he can offensively deal with Zenkais, but he can't even defensively deal with hero units, so. Gogeta Blue, honestly, he can't offensively or defensively deal with them. And Gohan would be able to deal with them offensively if it wasn't for the fact that a lot of units, a lot of Zenkai units just have ridiculous defenses or sustained damage cuts now. And he doesn't have too much. I don't think he has really anything in the ways of going through sustained damage cut or, yeah, no, he has no way of actually going through sustained damage cut. He's got this right here with his main ability. He goes through it entirely for 10 counts, but that's just so that you can pop his ultimate, so that his ult nukes people. Like, outside of that, there's nothing he can really do against the Zenkai units. And yeah, he's got the card draw speed, but like, on his team, you're just better off not using him. unless you come across some really pesky purple unit. Like, he could probably take out Super Saiyan 3 Goku, but Super Saiyan 3 Goku can also take him out. And it's pathetic because he's got type advantage over Zenkai Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So the fact that they can both take each other out is crazy. And it's because of that these Legends Limited units, they just don't feel special and they just don't feel important anymore. And it really makes you not want to summon for them. They already have horrible pull rates. And yeah, they raised the pull rates a little bit in the recent step-ups, but the recent step-ups have been awful because of the new structure of the step-ups and the guaranteed sparking tickets. So your odds of pulling them really aren't any higher than they used to be. In fact, they're actually lower because on the GSP tickets, LFs used to have 5% pull rates. Now it's still just 0.5. So you're actually far less. You're actually 10 times less likely to pull a Legends Limited unit on the guaranteed sparking tickets than you used to be. And yet, there's no reason to even try and go for one anyway. Because at the end of the day, all they're going to do if you pull one is just have some really good shiny art that just sits in your box forever until they get Zenkai'd. That's it. Again, there's a handful of them. Broly, you can use Broly. You definitely use Broly. Vegito Blue, you can use Vegito Blue, definitely. UI Goku, if you're really good at using him, and by good at using him, I mean not just standing there. I fight so many UI Gokus that just fucking stand there. And it's just like, all I have to do is float to you, single tap you, and if you just stand there, then part of your unique gauge goes away. And if you try to attack me, then my tap attack will beat you. All you're doing is wasting time. And the thing is, when UI Gokus just stand there, I'm always like, bro, I already hate this damn game. I have no issue just standing here until your unique gauge goes away. I will actually stand here for like the 10, 15 counts that it takes for you to lose that vanish. I don't care. So maybe don't just stand there like an idiot, like a deer caught in the headlights, UI Goku players, because that kind of play style is ridiculously easy to counter. All I have to do is just not attack you. All I have to do is just not do what you want me to do. So maybe change up your play styles a bit with him. But anyone else here on this list, I mean, LF Frieza works, but that's just because he's a support type. He's not actually doing anything himself. So he works, but all support types technically work because they're not meant to be good in their own right. They're just meant to make the team better. I don't know. It's kind of sad because these were supposed to be the pinnacle of units. These were supposed to be the units that everyone always wanted, not just because they looked good, but because they were good. And now, really, all they are is just a shiny art card with a shiny animation. That's about it. If you summon for a Legends Limited unit, you're not summoning for a unit. You're just summoning for some art. That's it.